Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video where we are going to be painting a sunflower. This is a 5x10 panel from Artist Loft, and I really love this painting. It's fun, easy, simple, and I feel like a lot of people love sunflowers. I posted this on Instagram and it got a lot of love and sold right away, so I'm so happy it found its home, and I'm just really excited to show you guys this tutorial. So I'll hold it up here so you can screenshot. But yeah, so I'll just be going over like how to mix the colors. I'll bring you over to my desk and yeah, I'll just kind of like talk through it, and I'll like cut through some of the boring stuff just to keep it like a reasonable length video, but I think it'll be so fun. And if you're wondering what's in the background, this is my monkey painting, which I'm working on right now. So you can follow that along on Shorts or Instagram Reels or TikTok, whatever. I post like little like song videos to that, but I don't have like tutorials for like the big ones because they're really complicated and they take a long time. So but I have tutorials of these like little guys, which I love. So anyway, enough talking, let's get to the video. Okay, so I've laid out some colors here on my palette. I've got a titanium white, primary yellow, yellow ochre, a primary red, primary green, blue, and a burnt umber. And then I've got 3 paint brushes. I've got a small round brush, a medium round brush, and a flat or square brush. So I'm gonna first mix with my medium round brush, and I'm gonna kind of mix up all my colors first. And then so you can kind of like see how I mix them. This is how I like to do it. And then like kind of go into the painting. But I've sped this up because it's just like basically a lot of mixing. But as long as you see the colors that I'm grabbing, you can kind of like mix up a similar color. So basically I'm taking my green, that yellow ochre, that white to mix up the lighter green. And then I'm mixing up a darker green. And I don't even clean off my brush. I'm just gonna take whatever's on there, mix up the green, yellow ochre, a little bit of brown, and a little bit of blue. And I just kind of mix up a deeper shade of green. So that's the light and the dark green here. And then I clean off my brush, and we're going to go into our next color, which is going to be yellow. So this is going to be our light yellow, and I'm mixing up a lot of yellow and a lot of white, and then a little bit of the yellow ochre. And just kind of keep going until you find like a really nice light yellow that you really like. Okay, so now we're going to mix up a deeper yellow. So we're going to be grabbing more of our yellow, some yellow ochre, and some burnt umber, mixing all of that together and creating a darker yellow. So now we're going to mix up our next color. We're going to be taking our burnt umber, some titanium white, mixing that together, and some yellow ochre. And now we're going to go in and start our sunflower. So I'm going to start with my deep yellow, and I'm going to kind of like paint around the bottoms of the sunflower and like of the petals. And I just kind of am like laying a base with yellow. I find that I need to do a few layers oftentimes because yellow is transparent usually. But I kind of mix the deep yellow at the bottom of the petals and then go into the like pure yellow, primary yellow out of the tube, and then I just like quickly blend before it dries up into the like middle section of the petal, and then I'll go in with the light yellow at the very top. So I'm just kind of like building a gradient from bottom to top of the petals and going from dark to light. So it's pretty simple. I'm pretty much doing that for every single petal on this painting, and also on the petals at the bottom that are kind of hanging down a little bit, those are going to be slightly darker. So instead of the tops being light yellow, I make that kind of like a deeper yellow, and also going in with like anywhere where there's some overlap with the petals, I put in a little bit of our deep tone yellow to create that shadow effect. And yeah, so I'm just going in with all of these different shades and creating that ombre effect. And so here it's just kind of about like layering and blending. I go through a couple of times, as you can see, that you have to like kind of paint over it a few times. And then here I'm going to take some of this brown color that we mixed up and really define some of the shadows, and then put in a little bit of like depth into where the leaves are connecting to the center of the flower. And just kind of like blending that out. You can see I could like dip into the yellow ochre a little bit and kind of just like blend it up. And then this really creates like that curve and shadow to the sunflower petals. So this is a super important step. And then even like where these petals on the right side that I'm working on are kind of like lifting from the bottom layer of petals, like really deepening up that section will help create a lot of depth in your flower. So there is this concept when you're painting or even drawing, really like any type of art, I guess, where it's called like pushing your values. And so that's really what I'm doing here. Is essentially it makes your darker colors darker, and then you make your lighter colors lighter. So if your painting is looking a little bit flat, then oftentimes if you push your values, it can make it a lot more like three-dimensional and yeah, really like pop. So that's what I'm doing here. And then if you also paint the sunflower and draw it out first, I would recommend lightly erasing some of your pencil marks, because they could show through easily with like, you know, the pencil could show through under the yellow paint. And then another thing that I did on this painting was, after I was done, I painted the background white, just like straight titanium white, which I really, really like. I know the base is already white, but it gives it that like same finish as the rest of the painting. That like acrylic paint, like, you know, satiny kind of finish, which I like a lot, and I just feel like it looks more complete instead of being like a totally like blank or like bare background. So yeah, I mean, you could paint like any color in the background for this. I feel like blue would be really pretty. I also feel like a really nice purple would be really pretty. But yeah, you could just do kind of whatever you want. And then this one I painted with a light gloss varnish, which is so cute and pretty. So yeah, I like the glossy varnishes. I feel like they just really make these bright colors pop. Like when you have something like a sunflower that's like really vibrant, it's kind of nice to have a little bit of a glossy finish. So I did go ahead and switch to our small round brush for this center part, and I'm gonna mix up an even deeper brown. So I'm taking that burnt umber shade with our blue, mixing that in together, and that just kind of gives us a darker brown. So another concept in painting is when you're painting shadow, you should cool it down. So highlights tend to be warmer and shadows tend to be cooler. So if you're painting a shadow, it's just not looking right, maybe add a little bit of blue and see if that fixes it. So that might work. And yeah, and then like same for highlights, you could add like a little bit of a warmer, like an orange or something to your highlight, and that might help it. So I'm going a little bit cooler, and then this is the part where I'm dotting some yellow around our brown, and I'm not like fully blending this, I'm just kind of dabbing it onto the canvas and lightly kind of like mixing the paint together on the canvas. And the reason I'm doing that is because this is like the part that's rounded and is the highest point in the center of the sunflower. So I'm just adding that texture into it and also creating that depth with the lightness and with like the values, with the light and the dark values. So right in there I added just a teeny bit of green for like the little petals that are under the sunflower, like just so small, like ever so slightly peeking through. And then I'm going in with our deep green, creating the stem, and I'm just color blocking that in. And then I go in with my light green and kind of highlight that in the center, and then I even put in a little bit of yellow for some variation. And then I'm just gonna go in with the leaves and add in and kind of do like the same method. So I'm just like color blocking with the dark and then going in with the light green. And then you can kind of see, like, if you can see my pencil marks, there's some like shapes to the leaves. So I'm just kind of like following that shape as well, putting in shadows where it would naturally be darker, and then highlighting the parts that are closest to you on the leaf, and yeah, blending the light and the dark green together. So it's kind of nice when you're painting and you're mixing your paints together, to like already have like a light and a dark, and then don't be afraid to like use the other colors that you have. Like here I'm really wanting to like push that light green, so I add some yellow, and then if you really want to like push your dark green, you could add some of that like really dark brown in the bottom right, which I'm doing right here. And so anyway, so this is a paper palette that I really like. I can actually, which I've been doing a lot lately, is like you could peel the paint off of this too, so you can reuse it, or you can just throw it away for like easy cleanup. The brushes are just from like a variety pack brush set. They're all Artist Loft brushes, but they're really nice. I really prefer synthetic brushes, and the paints are liquitex. So that's what I'm using today. And I'm also doing a few other colors and flowers in this like sort of mini series. I have a purple tulip, an orange lily, and I'm currently working on a red rose. Oh, and I also have a blue daisy. So I've got a few flowers coming up. I'm going to be posting these flowers, and I really hope you enjoy and follow along. And we're almost done with this painting. We're just kind of like wrapping up here. But yeah, thank you so much. If you're not already subscribed, please feel free to subscribe. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a wonderful day, rest of your week, and I will show you the final and dry painting. Okay, and that completes this video. Thank you so much for watching our tutorial of a sunflower. I had so much fun making it for you, and I really hope you enjoyed. And if you painted it, please tag me on Instagram or wherever. I'd love to see it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe, all the things, you know, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.